Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy, Dead on Dave, and welcome to your Daily Focus. I don't know if you guys watched Shot from the Point last night with my boy Tommy C, Shot from the Point Live, but I got pretty drunk, and I have not gotten myself ready for the day yet. So it is, and I got a lot of stuff I got to do, so it's a graphics day. No video. I hope that's okay with everybody. If not, I don't really care. It gives you a chance to see the wonderful schedule that I have laid out here, the weekly schedule. And if you look on Monday, you will see it is a weekly roundup. So that's what we're going to do. We got a great Raw preview, plus a whole bunch of other sports to talk about. Should be a good show. I'm very excited about it. We got all kinds of sports. We got golf. Yes, golf. That'll put butts in the seats. We got baseball news, basketball. We got all kinds of good stuff. So a little bit of football to talk about. It should be a lot of fun. But we're going to start today with a message. Oh, yes, children. A message from my boy, Tommy C. And here it is. That's right. Shot from the Point Radio coming soon. So make sure you guys are getting ready for that. Should be a lot of fun. A lot of good stuff coming to the channel. We're getting closer to 500 subs. If you have not subscribed yet, please make sure you do that, because when we get to 500 subs, we will be doing our big giveaway. Because if you know, on the channel, I do unboxings of monthly subscription box with my daughter Alicia. We unbox all these things, and we get all kinds of cool items, and some of them we take and we put aside and put them into another box that we will give away once we reach 500 subs. The box is pretty full, lots of cool stuff in there, and can't wait to give it away, but not until we get to that elusive 500 subscription mark. Should be coming soon, though. But there are also many other ways to support the channel, not only subscribing, but there's all kinds of different ways. If you want to make memes, all these memes that you see, some are I picked out, some I made, others came from people like you. Just go over to Meme Gene Okerfund. Just type in Meme Gene on Google. That will get you there, and you can make your own wrestling memes. And if you do that and you like it and you want to share it with the world, go ahead and tweet it to me at DeadOnDaveV, or hit me up on Skype, David Vancura, DavidVancura. Send it to me there, or like me on Facebook, my Facebook fan page, of course, not my personal page, because I will not accept those requests unless I knew you and we become besties, which is probably not going to happen because I'm a dick. Anyway, make sure you can like that page, and you can send it to me there, or Google Plus, or right here in Yahoo. However you want to get it to me, you get it to me, and I will use it. So, all kinds of cool stuff there. All right, so let's get right into it. Let's start with the Raw preview, shall we? This Raw, it's the go-home show for Fastlane. I don't think a lot of people are expecting a lot out of Fastlane, and subsequently, I don't think a lot of people are expecting a lot out of Raw tonight. However, there are some things to talk about. There are some interesting things going on. Even though this build has been kind of weird since Royal Rumble, there has been multiple storylines that have been taking shape. It's just they've been kind of overshadowed by this bizarre Daniel Bryan Roman Reigns thing. So I think that's the first thing we need to talk about, is how the Authority is going to deal with this now ever-growing team of Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. You know, they just completely buried the entire tag team division the other night on SmackDown. So where do you go from here? I mean, I think a logical, well, not logical, but a WWE logical move would be, because of the Big Show's actions, I could see the Big Show being teamed with Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns to take on whatever members of the Authority, led by Kane, that they decide to put forth. I could see something like that happening, and maybe the Big Show will turn again. Who knows? You never know with the Big Show. Was it even a turn anyway? I have no idea. I think it was done just to set up Big Show and Kane, which will probably happen at Fastlane. And if the match has anything at all, then they'll rehash it for WrestleMania, and probably be maybe it could be some kind of retirement match for the two. I think that's a very good possibility that maybe that's what the build is for Big Show and Kane, is a retirement match. It might be the only retirement match on the card. They don't do them all the time. I don't think there was a retirement match last year. There hasn't been one in a while, as a matter of fact. So it kind of makes sense. Two aging big guys who are now seeing each other on opposite ends of the spectrum. It's a very good possibility that this is built towards that. They have a match at Fastlane, doesn't settle anything. They continue to goad each other, and then boom, career versus career match. One of these guys has got to go. If that is the case, who would you like to see lose? And remember, kids, a double disqualification where they both have to retire is not a good answer. So would that be something that you would be interested in seeing? Go ahead and write in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about that. Also, what do you think of this Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns thing? Is there any possibility that Daniel Bryan actually goes over Roman Reigns here? Or is it all just a big smoke and mirrors thing to help Roman Reigns get over? Will Seth Rollins find a way to insert himself into the match? Who knows? If Seth Rollins is involved tonight, look for the very real possibility of finally the return out of Randy Orton. But more than likely, his return will either be at Fastlane to screw over Seth Rollins, or directly after on the next Monday Night Raw. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's very convoluted at this point. And really, it seems like Stephanie McMahon is the only one who gives a crap as far as the authority goes, because Triple H has his head focused on only one man, and that man is the man called Sting. Which I kind of like, that Triple H is kind of losing his mind right now, where he's just Sting-focused and Sting-focused only. I think that's kind of cool. I kind of like the build. Last week he got mind blown by Sting. Will Sting do something similar this week? I have no idea. I'd like to see something crazy where Sting kind of does the exact same thing. Hunter's in the ring talking kind of all kinds of crazy shit. And we kind of have something that happened last week with, fake Stings coming out. And Triple H just goes apeshit and starts pedigreeing all of them. Like, we have a Sting army, and Triple H is just pedigreeing a fake Sting after a fake Sting. That would be kind of cool to see. That would be a lot of fun. But more than likely, it'll just be Triple H losing his mind in the middle of the ring, screaming about how he's going to kill Sting. I'm actually looking forward to this build. I've enjoyed the build, and I'm looking forward to the match at WrestleMania. I'm also looking forward to this confrontation at Fastlane. I don't know how physical it's going to get. More than likely, Sting's going to drop Triple H again. More than likely, if I had to take a guess. It should be very interesting to see how this goes. Let's just hope that Sting has continued to get himself into shape, and with any luck, his shining moment within the WWE will be the best possible 57-year-old Sting. However the hell old he is. I know he's old as hell. But hopefully it'll be the best version of that 50-some-odd-year-old Stinger. We'll see what happens there. Very interesting storyline to talk about as well is Stardust versus Goldust. This is getting a little bit out of hand now. These guys are starting to go crazy. Stardust is doing his complete meltdown situation, and Goldust is trying to reason with him on a brother level. This week, as I kind of thought was going to happen, Dusty Rhodes is going to get involved and try to mediate this situation between his sons. I don't think that it's going to help. But if anybody can do it, baby, it's the American dream, baby. I wined and dined with kings and queens, and I've sat in trash and ate lima beans. Whatever the hell this stupid saying is. I'm funky like a monkey, baby. Come on, baby. Listen to me. Cody, baby. You got to listen to your big brother. And Dustin, my boy, you've got to understand, baby, that Stardust is kind of crazy. He's kind of crazy, but he's not polka dot crazy, baby. Come on, baby. That's basically something that we're going to see out of the American Dream tonight. Somebody wrote that it would be cool to see Dusty just lose his friggin' mind and come out and make like polka dot face paint. That would be pretty funny. Who knows? It should be interesting, but I think it's just going to further set up the storyline going into WrestleMania. Maybe even going as far as having one of them strike their father. I don't think so, because I have a feeling this match is going to be refereed by Dusty Rhodes. It's just how I see it going. But it should be interesting either way. A lot of fun. And this could be either way to heighten the Stardust character or to eventually kill it. I think that's a very good possibility. The more I've thought about it, I think that it's possible my idea for WrestleMania isn't so far-fetched. Either before the match or after the match, I think we will see the death of Stardust. There's really no point to keep him around without Goldust. So we'll see what happens there. Cena. What is Cena going to do in this feud with Rusev? I think that's a really good question. I think Cena's hurt. I really do. I've become more and more convinced of this. I know you guys have heard me talk about it before. I'll continue to repeat it because I think that it's true. I'm not positive he's going to lose to Rusev at Fastlane, though. I have a feeling that it's either going to be a no disqualification or a DQ or a countout or something like that, which we've seen a million times in Cena matches. Or Cena might actually win this match to set up a bigger match at WrestleMania. If Cena does win it, he won't win it in his standard way. He's certainly not going to make him tap. He's not going to AA him and pin him clean, just flat out beat him. It'll be with a roll-up. It'll be something like that. That's what I'm thinking. And then maybe even set up some kind of cage match. I don't know why a cage match, but a cage match at Rusev at WrestleMania. That might be fun and get Cena really good and beat up. I mean, they're going to have to add a gimmick, I think, to that match to help sell the fact that Cena's going to be going away. Something that Rusev can use to hurt Cena within the confines of a match. And a cage is a good way to do that. So we'll see what they decide to do. Does anybody give a crap? I mean, we got to kind of give Cena credit here because this is the second year in a row that he's going to be taking a secondary role within WrestleMania. I think that's the most telling thing for me, at least, is the fact that Cena has once again taken that role. I do believe he's slowing down. 37, you cannot fight Father Time, and the guy simply needs a break. He needs some time off, and I think he'll get that after WrestleMania. What do you think about that? Do you care? We'll see. Well, it's going to be very interesting to see how that plays out tonight. It won't be a long segment. It'll be about probably between 5 and 10 minutes dedicated, just like it was last week. And then we'll move on. Finally, how will Dean Ambrose goad Bad News Barrett into putting up his Intercontinental title? That is going to be very interesting to see how much further down the rabbit hole Dean Ambrose is willing to go to make Bad News Barrett crazy. I'm hoping that I hope the match happens, but I'm not sure if I really want to see it at Fastlane. I'd rather see it at WrestleMania, but we'll see what happens. Should this match happen at Fastlane? And that's the question. What do you guys think about that? Or should they just hold off and continue to build it? Because if there is a match at Fastlane, obviously it's only going to be used to further the storyline going into WrestleMania. Possibly even having Dean Ambrose win the Intercontinental title and be the one defending at WrestleMania. Because it's the secondary title, it might be stronger if it's going in to WrestleMania on the waist of Dean Ambrose. Then again, at the same time, if he were to win, this win kind of comes out of nowhere because the match would only be set up a week before. So I don't know. It's really hard to book this properly and not make it look stupid. So that's Raw. Are you guys watching? Tell me what you guys think. What do you think about Raw tonight? Are you interested? What do you guys think about Fastlane? Do you give a crap about Fastlane? And once again, for like the third pay-per-view in a row, will the SmackDown go-home show be better than the Raw go-home show? We'll see. We will see. All right, let's get into some sports as we continue on with this weekly roundup for Monday, February 16th, 2015. Oh, I just remembered tomorrow's my mom's birthday. Don't forget, David. Call your mother. Call your mother. Sorry about that. Okay, so first story I want to talk about, Tiger Woods is walking away from golf. Yes, he's walking away from golf until his game is fixed. He held a press conference in which he stated, obviously there are some serious things wrong within his game. He's out of the top 50 in the world for the first time probably ever. His game just isn't there. And, I think this really shows a lot about who Tiger is, because he's not going to, obviously we're going to see Tiger Woods on the course again. He's not even 40. We will see him play golf again, but he's going to go get himself right. Remember, golf is not like other sports. A lot of golfers really can start having a resurgence, I should say, in their 40s. And Tiger Woods being the athlete that he's always been, you've got to figure that taking some extended time away and getting himself right is the best thing that he can do. And do whatever he has to become competitive. Maybe not even great, but just competitive again. I mean, he's getting called out by NFL kickers. There's an NFL kicker that's calling him out to play him for $100,000 a hole. Are you kidding me? This is Tiger Woods we're talking about here. That would never have happened 10 years ago. Obviously, Tiger has lost that air of intimidation that he used to have. So, what do you guys think about Tiger Woods? Does anyone even care? Should Tiger hang up the golf spikes forever? I personally don't think it's a good thing for golf, and I'd like to see Tiger win another major or two. It'd be nice to see. Switching up to baseball real quick, Andy Pettitte will become the 18th member of the Yankees to have his number retired. Pettitte, while a great regular season pitcher, well over 250 wins, it's his playoff career that really made him great. He helped the Yankees to 5 championships during his career, and Pettitte was just downright scary in the postseason. He was a pitcher you never wanted to see. Pettitte's a fantastic pitcher. He's an absolute great. He's a legend. But he's not a Hall of Famer, and we know that he probably will never make the Hall of Fame. Why? Because there's a big thing that people are seeming to forget about Andy Pettitte. He not only tested positive for steroids, but he later admitted to it without any lying, without any bullshit. He admitted to it, which is great, that he admitted to it. And people seem to give him the pass because all these other guys, Ryan Braun, Alex Rodriguez, all these dudes were denying it and lying. Rafael Palmeiro lying and then getting caught and then still trying to bury the truth. Pettitte didn't, so he kind of gets the pass for that. However, he still cheated. He's still a cheater, and he does not get the same label as these guys, not within New York and certainly not within the baseball community. I think he will on the Hall of Fame ballot because the writers are simply not voting for steroid guys. But this is an interesting study. Should he become the 18th member of the Yankees franchise to have his number retired? Obviously, that's on the individual franchise, whether they be a steroid user or not. But I don't know. It seems like a strange move for a franchise that's having its own problems, current problems, with a major player with steroid use, with Alex Rodriguez. This is coming the same season that Alex Rodriguez is making his return. This does not seem like a prudent move with all of those things lingering in the background. But who knows, What do you guys think of Andy Pettitte? What do you think of PD users? Should steroid users and PED offenders be let into the Hall of Fame? Personally, I think they should. They should have their own wing. But absolutely, if their numbers are great enough, and certainly guys like A-Rod, Barry Bonds, and Roger Clemens, I think, are the two most egregious people not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, we're talking about maybe the greatest hitter of all time and maybe the greatest pitcher of all time. They both need to be in the Hall of Fame. I understand they cheated, but it was during an era where it is widely accepted that basically everybody cheated. I know that's not the case. I know everybody did not cheat, but I think there's enough people, at least in the upper echelon of the talent level, that you have to take it in consideration that to compete at that level during that time and be the best in the sport, you were probably guilty of something. And I know that's a terrible way to look at it, but it seems to be reality. So, switching gears a little bit, we're going to go to the hardwood, the NBA. A lot of good stuff going on in the NBA this weekend. Of course, the annual All-Star break weekend thing. We have an 8-day layoff for the NBA or something, maybe even longer than that. Ridiculous long layoff. But over the weekend, some unknown slam dunk competition winner won that. Steph Curry wins the three-point competition, but Russell Westbrook pours on 41 points to win the MVP award in the All-Star game and lead the West to an All-Star game victory in the highest scoring All-Star game of all time. Now, this happens every single year now, it seems, because there's absolutely no defense in the All-Star game. It's a joke. It's an exhibition at best. These guys are not playing defense. They're hardly playing very with any real vigor. They're playing like guys that we see at the local YMCA. I think it's the weakest of all of the All-Star games. I mean, it's tied right there with the NHL. I think they're almost jokes. Something has to change within the All-Star game confines to make the game interesting yet again. I don't know exactly what, but maybe just turn it into like a Rock and Jock. Remember Rock and Jock on freaking MTV back in the 90s and probably into the 2000s, even though I didn't watch it then because I was in the Army. But when I was a kid, Rock and Jock baseball and Rock and Jock basketball was a lot of fun to watch. And I know they have a celebrity game now, but I think they should have a gimmick celebrity game where you got celebrities and stars. It could be a lot of fun. You have the basket that's 20 feet higher and stuff, and that's worth 50 points or whatever. That'd be a lot of fun. It would be very interesting to see that happen. Because the game already doesn't matter. So why not go a little crazy with it at this point? Or try to tweak it to where the game is a little bit more competitive. I don't know how you can do that considering, the fan voting is a joke anyway. But, there's ways to make this game a little bit more watchable. I mean, hell, there should not be 300 combined points in an All-Star game. It's just ridiculous. Other news coming out of All-Star break weekend, the Knicks have apparently come to agreement with Amari Stoudemire to buy out his contract and make him a free agent effective immediately, of course, assuming he clears waivers, which he absolutely 100% will, because if he doesn't, some team is going to owe him like $26 million. So he will clear waivers and he will sign somewhere for the veterans minimum. But that's the thing that people don't seem to get with. Even when you get ousted by a team, he's still going to collect his money. Knicks are still going to pay out the $26 million or whatever that they owe him for the next 2 seasons. And that's fine. But Amari's doing nothing for the Knicks right now. The Knicks don't want to win games. They want to basically tank without using the word tank. They want that number 1 pick. And considering most people feel that the most legendary Knicks player was actually brought to the Knicks because of fixing within the draft lottery, Patrick Ewing. It could easily happen again. So the Knicks need to continue to lose and be terrible, and this is another way to help that happen. That in conjunction with Carmelo Anthony possibly being shut down for the rest of the season, the Knicks should probably win maybe 4 more games tops. Even with Amari on the team, he wasn't helping all that much. We're talking about a guy who's averaging 12 points and 6.8 rebounds. He's only played 36 games for the Knicks this year because of the fact that he's been dealing with all these injuries. He seems to be getting healthier. He's 32 years old. He does have 12 years in the NBA, and that's a lot of tread on the tires. However, if Amari gets in the right situation where he only has to come off the bench for a championship contending team, it could be a win-win for both Amari Stoudemire and a contending team. Amari is still a big body who can play in good spurts. We know that. The guy is tough. He's a good player. He was a great player. So to see him come off the bench for a Dallas or a Miami, not a Miami, maybe even a Cleveland or something like Golden State and Atlanta. How about two teams that have been amazingly good this season? Maybe they can use a little bit extra oomph off the bench. Now you worry about a guy like Amari coming in and kind of rattling the cage and messing up the flow of a team, and that's a good possibility that could happen. But he's going to get picked up by somebody. There's no question about that, because ultimately almost 100 out of 100 times talent wins out, and Amari still has enough to help somebody, at least this season. So I think that's going to happen. Finally, let's get to the NFL for a second and talk about a quick story. Peyton Manning has reassured the Denver Broncos officials that he is good to go, that he can play at a very significant level in 2015. He's physically and mentally prepared to do so. So he is stating that even though that retirement is not completely off the table yet, it's between a 90 and 95% chance that he will play football in 2015. Now the question becomes, do the Broncos want him? That's the tough question here. Should the Broncos take the chance? Look, that's a bad way of putting this. The Broncos would be completely stupid to not have Peyton Manning as their starter going into next season. I understand that there's a new coach. Gary Kubiak is in place. I get that. So it's a different offensive scheme. However, Peyton Manning, even at 39 years old, has to be better than probably 80, 85, maybe even 90% of the quarterbacks in this league right now. His numbers were very good last year, and he was playing through an injury. Now, I know at 39 years old, the injuries are not just going to simply go away, but you have to think that they're going to be able to play some schemes in there to make sure that Peyton stays healthy throughout the season. And if he's able to do that, the simple fact of the matter is he is the best in-house solution and probably the best free agent solution there is to be the quarterback for that team. That being said, if Denver decides they do not want Peyton Manning on the squad, I don't think there's any question that he will get picked up by somebody. There is another team that is going to want Peyton Manning for next season if he can play. And if an injury happens before the next season, like to the Dallas Cowboys or something like that, then you can almost guarantee that he would be playing in a very good football club. Now, the question is, if Peyton doesn't get brought back by the Denver and he wants to play, will he go to an Oakland, where there's not a very good team? Will he go to a Jacksonville? Miami's an interesting proposition. Would he go to a Buffalo? Would he go to the Jets? That's an interesting place for him to wind up. So there's a few places that I'm sure would absolutely love. Hell, 85% of the teams in the NFL would upgrade to Peyton Manning, I would assume. But we'll see. What do you guys think? Is Peyton Manning done? Should he be brought back to Denver? Do you give a crap? Let me know in the comment section below. Look, thank you guys for joining me for this Monday rundown of the weekly review. Make sure you watch Monday Night Raw tonight. Should be a really good show. Probably not, but I'm going to be optimistic anyway. I appreciate all the support. Make sure you continue to like, subscribe, and share. Hit me up on Facebook, Twitter, all of those good places, and we will see you next time. We out of here. Thank you for joining us. Peace.